Hello, everyone. This is Rajiv Akhtar. I'm the Senior Director for Sales and Business Development at Kovair. On behalf of Kovair Software, I welcome you to our today's webinar, Automate Kovair DevOps and Omnibus Integration Applications Deployment on Public Clouds. According to Gartner, the number of companies moving their application on cloud will grow by 25% year over year. But as you know, deploying and managing applications on cloud has its own challenges. So one of the biggest challenges is actually lack of resources and expertise. So in this webinar, my colleagues Somesh Roy and Joydeep Datta will elaborate on ways to address this particular challenge of lack of resources and expertise. Somesh is Kovair's Senior Manager for QA, DevOps, and Cloud. He has over 22 years of experience in distributed enterprise systems, DevOps, and various public clouds like Microsoft Azure and AWS. Joydeep is our Senior Director for Product Development. He has over 15 years experience in distributed web services, enterprise systems using various distributed technologies. So without further ado, let me hand it over to Somesh. Somesh, it's all yours. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. This is Joydeep. So I would like to thank to each and every one of you for being here with us today. Initially, we will go over two of our flagship products, as mentioned by Rajiv, that is DevOps and Omnibus. And then we will see how these products has been offered over the Azure Marketplace. So let me go over the offerings. Okay. Now, what are we offering? So the initial offering is that we are offering a fully automated DevOps on cloud with 27 plus plugins to connect for the release orchestration. Moreover, we are also offering Omnibus ESB on cloud, which is an iPaaS with 102 tools with the adapters. Now, what is the overall benefit that one can see from these offerings? So first is one-step solution for a cloud-based DevOps and iPaaS. Now, this will benefit because that it will give you the continuous integration, test automation, release orchestration, continuous deployment, monitoring, security testing, and analyzing your value stream. Second is it will give you again complete visibility to the value stream. Now, getting a complete visibility of the value stream will provide you the matrices of all of your value streams, thus give you the complete visibility on the streams that you need to focus. Third, align team to business strategy. As we all know that business strategies are based on business demands. And now, thus, using the power of Kovair Omnibus, which we call iPaaS, for various departments to unify themselves into a common channel to achieve a bigger organization goal. Thus, with this platform on cloud, you can unify your departments, your business groups, and produce the overall goal that organization wants to achieve. And third, achieve the DevSecOps as needed. Now, shifting left in development lifecycle is always desired to take care of the security vulnerabilities as early as possible. With Kovair DevOps, one can perform a static code analysis or dynamic code analysis, SAST or DST, using their preferred tools seamlessly. Thus, it will help to identify the vulnerabilities early during the dev process, which is very important because we don't want security issues to be coming up after the product has been produced. So it should be ingrained within the product itself. Now, let me go to the next slide. So this is a very high level diagram which represents how Kovair DevOps will be deployed and will be connecting to your tools. The platform will be hosted in AWS cloud, and each of the tools will be connected with the Kovair proprietary tool plugins as shown here in this diagram. The plugins will be connected to your tools. It could be your on-premise tools, it could be your cloud tools through their APIs. For cloud tools, these plugins can directly access them, but for on-premise, you need to deploy the agent services at your end. So overall, you could see that though the platform is in AWS cloud, it can connect to your cloud tools as well as on your on-premise tools. Next, here what we are saying is that this is another diagram where we are showing that, okay, how Kovair Omnibus, which is an iPaaS, is being offered. Here, the platform is hosted on Azure cloud. It will be having the initial 6 adapters. The adapters are all pointing to the 6 very popular cloud tools. It's from Jira, ServiceNow, Rally, Salesforce, Azure DevOps, and Agile. So once you opt for this platform, if you can connect the tools and you can pick any of the pairs that has been offered in the marketplace and you can achieve the integrations that you want to do. Next, let me show the everything. Now, this is a very high level and in detail the features of the Kovair DevOps platform. So let me go over on each of the sections individually. First, it's a very rich platform. The reason is that it can be deployed in Windows, Linux, support multiple databases. Second of all, it's a low-code platform. As the industry moves from low-code to no-code, it's a low-code platform because you have to do some part of coding during the scripting and anything. Otherwise, everything is on a mouse click. And it gives you a single interface for manual tasks. You can manage those tasks, approve those tasks. The second one is that own pipeline. So when we say own pipeline, it means that this is one of the unique tools or other platform which has the feature that you can represent a DevOps pipeline as another pipeline. Means it can call one pipeline to another pipeline as a task. So that is a very, very powerful thing, and we have incorporated this. Second, we say these pipelines are basically a sequence of tasks that you define to achieve a goal. Now, for each of those tasks, you can define the pre and post conditions, which is very important. That I bifurcate the conditions, I can change the conditions. Then, how do you manage the pipelines offline? People are on move, so people are on move, having mobiles and emails. This platform can be controlled. The pipelines can be controlled in terms of starting a pipeline, stopping a pipeline, or checking the status of a pipeline through emails. So this platform responds to emails. Third point is managing releases. Now, on a typical development cycle, you have projects. Projects are divided into releases, and releases have their pipelines. So this platform follows the same architecture where you can define release-wise pipelines. And for each of these pipelines getting achieved, your releases are getting done, and you can have deployments for every releases. So it supports this release-wise pipelines. It gives you indicators that okay, this release has been overshoot my timelines. You can you can see a calendar of releases. The fourth point is access control. As we know that in our organization there could be multiple projects, and multiple projects can have multiple users and managers, and then they don't want to share the data. So this platform allows you to completely hide the projects from each other. It allows you to get a finer control over the pipelines, the groups, the users, and the last point is analytics. The platform do support reports and dashboard. It has at least 9 or 10 predefined reports, which are the indicators for the releases, the the, the timelines, the the release calendars, the pointers to them. Now, how is Kovair DevOps platform different from others? First of all, this platform has been certified by Red Hat Linux and OpenShift for the container and the Helm chart. So this itself proves this platform is robust as well as secured. The platform, as I said, can be fully controlled by emails, and all the approvals can be done through emails. That means the authorized person, the managers, whoever is managing this project, can manage the pipelines, approves the tasks through the emails. It supports both automated and manual tasks. As we all know that though we do a lot of automations, but there are checkpoints where we need manual interventions. Say for approval for the deployment of production based on the issues on the test cases. There could be approval for execution of security testing. So all those can be managed through the pipelines. Now, since Kovair DevOps is a platform from Kovair, and Kovair itself has an ESB, we call it iPaaS, with 100 tools. These two platforms are very well connected, and this gives an immense power to an organization to manage the data from the requirement gathering from various tools, then performing the coding, testing, releases, deployment, and monitoring. The entire set of operations can be managed through the integrations between these two platforms. However, if you want to opt any one of them, that also is possible because each one of them is agonistic to each other. Now, this platform supports containerizations like Docker and orchestration with Kubernetes. Now, as we all know that Kubernetes cluster is being heavily used and then the entire industry is moving toward it. So this platform is completely supporting that. So here is a showcase of chart where we are showing that what are the plugins that are now being offered, and some of them are under development, some are in the pipeline. So there are actually 5 sections. So initially it's for collaboration. This is because this is the first step, because in the DevOps tool chain, first is collaboration to collect data across tools. Second is that you build it based on the data. You build the tools, you build the product, you test it, then you do the testing, then you deploy it, and then you release it on deployment. So in all these 5 phases, we have tools in this chain that will suffice the needs. Now let me move to a different product that we are saying that let's move to our ESB. Now Omnibus ESB is a completely Kovair proprietary tool. Is being awarded by Gartner as a cool vendor award. The entire configuration for a business user is on mouse click. Since it's a totally mouse click configuration, therefore, for a business user, learning curve is very short and it takes very less time to configure and bring bridges into production. The platform has a mechanism where it lost zero data because queuing has been used at each and every point of time. It supports on-premise as well as cloud platform. Now, on the right-hand side, you can see a diagram where we are showing a number of tools like Salesforce, Siemens, Splunk, Docker, ServiceNow. But for Visual Studio, you can see there's an icon called plugins. The reason behind it that tools like Visual Studio, Eclipse, which are non-repository tools, Kovair provides plugins to extract the data from the IDE the code level data and push it to the bus so that you can make a traceability from your requirements at the level of the code. Let me move to the next slide. Now, here are some of the high-level features of the platform. First is this called robust reliability mechanism. Now, reliability mechanism, so the platform do support both implicit and explicit retry mechanism to ensure that data can be synced whenever the tools are online. Next, it supports attachment, comment, and rich text. Rich text could be bullet, tables, highlight, text, bold. Entire thing can be configured through a mouse click, and it supports the the mechanism called transformation. The transformation is a very powerful utility where uh, you can manipulate, massage, or change the data from source to target. It supports the plugins for the desktop tools. It has a real-time monitoring of the data getting synced. It shows you the history of the syncing, and it also has a support for cross-tool data report and dashboard. On the right hand side, we are saying that it supports synchronization, federation, syncing, and linking. Now, what is linking? Now, linking means that multiple ways of relating items or records. Now, this platform is capable of doing a physical linking between records. It can also support virtual pointing of records to each other through HTTP referrer links, or it could be an OSLC based linking for OSLC compatible tools like the IBM Jazz kind of tools. Second, we are saying that value add beyond the plumbing and the capabilities. Why we are saying that it has a value added? The platform has some of the capabilities which are ingrained, just like workflow. It has a tux-based workflow which can be merged into a integration to bring some kind of governance where tool doesn't support those governance. The platform can also be tuned to produce some means cross-tool traceability beyond the tool environment, because in the tool you cannot see a cross-tool traceability. It has to be something outside. Now, next is the overall offering of all the adapters. So let me just go over it. On the top, you will see all the boxes are in green. So those are development tools. It starts from the PPM tools, portfolio management, agile, project management, requirement management, till if I get, and then static code analysis, build, test. So if I move from left to right, I'm actually following the entire development life cycle. And for each of the stages, we have the tools in place which you can opt to integrate to have the traceability. Now on the below, all the boxes are in blue. So these blue boxes these are business applications like CRM, collaboration tools, ERP, web analytics, APM, and security. So this is the holistic overview of the tools, 110 integrations. And with this slide, I conclude my part of the presentation. I am now handovering the uh, presentation to Shomesh. So he will be going through the product overview, how it is being offered, and how it executes. So over to you, Shomesh.
Okay, thank you, Jaideep. Okay, so hello everyone. So after the excellent presentation of Jaideep, let me explain you the role of Kovair orchestration engine and how this feature of Kovair lists two of its products, Kovair DevOps and Kovair Omnibus iPaaS on Azure Marketplace, and hosts both the application on popular cloud environments like Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services. So let me walk you through the path for listing Kovair products in Azure Marketplace where a customer wants to buy Kovair DevOps from Azure Marketplace. A automated onboarding process starts when a customer decided to buy the product after checking the Kovair Marketplace offer. The Kovair orchestration engine fetches the customer information from Kovair Microsoft Active Directory and through Microsoft Graph API, and then starts the customer onboarding process after storing customer information and triggers Kovair DevOps internal deployment engine for uh, infrastructure provisioning on Amazon Web Services through Kovair Terraform plugin. And after successful infrastructure provisioning, Kovair Red Hat plugin provisions the Kovair DevOps application on AWS. Within few minutes, a customer gets a confirmation mail with the instance URL, user ID, and password. So the process of onboarding an Omnibus customer is also the same. The only difference is we are using the Azure Resource Management template for infrastructure provisioning. So currently Kovair DevOps and Kovair Omnibus iPaaS is on Azure Marketplace. Please check plans and pricing. And if you want to buy these two products, just click the Get It Now button. So with this, I will just let me open the Kovair DevOps platform and show you a quick demo. Kovair DevOps is an enterprise application specially built to streamline secured CI/CD for an organization. Let us consider a scenario where we have an application live on the production server. The application user has encountered a bug. Through this demo, we will be demonstrating how easily, with the help of automated Kovair DevOps pipeline, organizations can expedite and automate steps in the software delivery process, right from code build to deploying the fix to a staging or product environment, such as on-premise, cloud, or any container cluster. So once a developer commits the code fix to GitHub, commit the, just a minute. Yeah. So once the developer commits the code fix to GitHub, the Kovair DevOps pipeline can be initiated. Now, let us run the pipeline manually and quickly navigate to the console to monitor the execution process. The first two steps show how pipeline pulls the updated code from GitHub and performs a build using Maven. Now, if we click on the Git pull task, we can view the details of the task like the repository from where the code was pulled. The Maven build task shows the complete build log. The successful execution of each task can be determined by the green tick mark icon that appears adjacent to it. Once the build is successfully completed, the pipeline will automatically deploy the build on the staging server. Next, an automated Slack notification is to send to the stakeholders, updating the live status. So as you can see, the the build on Maven is successful and the staging deployment is completed. So let me go back to the console log again. So upon successful completion of the build, automated test scripts are executed using the Selenium. Now, if we click on the Selenium task, we can see the test results are showing where can see the test name, the status, and the descriptions. Now, the final phase of the pipeline execution requires a manual approval to finally upload the code build into the production server. This is a unique feature of Kovair DevOps Platform, where a manual approval process is quite simple, where user receives an automated email from the application providing him with the details of the pipeline. So as he needs to do is reply to the same email, and as you can see, uh, I will reply to this email with a hyphen and the text accept, and I will press send. Now, if we go back to the console, we can see from the manual approval of task, it's moved to the production task. So after the manual approval, the patch is finally deployed to the Azure production environment. Now, a user can, so this manual execution is something that user can easily execute this step even if he or she does not have the access to a computer when the pipeline execution is in progress, provided the user has his email configured on his cell phone or tablet. So with this, this execution of the pipeline is, as you can see, it is showing passed. Now, let me go through some of the important features of the Kovair DevOps platform. If I click on the administrator, you can see there are a number of features like this platform has so use the user. So this here, the users are the external and the internal members of an organization who will use the Kovair DevOps platform for managing end-to-end release cycle through task platform. So you can group your users based on the common license category, and you can give the permission. Permissions are based on like the application level permission and the project level permission. So far, Kovair has 27 plus plugins for different tasks and categories, as you can see from the screen. So in this platform, the project is the highest level of entity where each release is linked. And so as you can see, the list of projects. So in each projects, you can have multiple uh, uh, releases linked, and the analytics, the dashboard. So Kovair dashboard helps aggregate metrics from multiple tools to create a monitoring interface for software development teams. It tracks metrics, including up and down times, response time, load time, errors, the development work item, and many more. You can see all these graphs from the screen. So with this, we end our demo on the Kovair DevOps. Let's have a Q&A session. Joydeep, you can take over.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jaideep, for the wonderful presentation and the demo. We are over time, but let's just take at least one question. And the question is, can Kovair DevOps operate across our firewall?
Yeah, okay. Okay, Rajiv. It's a good question, and it's a very practical question. Yeah, it can operate. Across the firewall. If your tools are within the firewall, you need to deploy an agent. And since the agent communicates with an HTTP protocol, if that protocol is allowed with the port, definitely it can work across the firewall. Thank you.
Thanks, Jaideep. So I would like to thank everyone for their time this afternoon and maybe morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. Please do not hesitate to send your follow-up questions to either sales@kovair.com or info@kovair.com. With that, I'd like to conclude today's session. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.